Please be quiet and courteous to others and silence your cell phones now.
Oh, good Lord. My name is Adam Simon.
Hey, that's Adam Simon. How you doing, kid? It's just Griffin, hi. Adam Simon. I know we're not supposed to row.
And find out from studio security how Adam Simon got on the lot. I want to know.
Adam Simon? Okay.
Just in case you missed it. I have been, I guess, a playwright, even though that was not my background, because, as you know, I fell into creating theater while at the same time I was in film school out here to study. The combination of what I guess I did in school and the plays I'd written meant that I pretty much went to work straight out of, in fact, rather than finish film school, I got the opportunity to go over to Roger Corman's studio and begin writing and directing films for him. But it led to me then being a writer and director of essentially B, horror movies, erotic thriller, science fiction films like Brain Dead, Body Chemistry, and Carnosaur. Out of that, I led quite quickly to becoming a writer, something that not only had I never intended to do, but I hated. It was the one thing I thought, oh, I'm not gonna have to do that. I wanna be like a Hitchcock where it's definitely my story, but somebody else is gonna do all that hard work and write it. We can just sit every day and talk, and then he or she will write the actual thing. I won't have to suffer through that. Because I love to tell stories, but I didn't necessarily like to write. It's very, very hard work. But you go through the doors that open. You can spend a lifetime pounding at a door that doesn't open, and there's one swinging back behind you. You know, if you're smart, I think you also go, okay, well, I'll go that way and see what happens.
It's perfect. It's spacious and affordable. I'm just wondering, where's the catch?
Well, it does have a bit of a history.
Look, it's a deeply rooted belief in me that we stand in time facing backwards, right? In space, I step forward. You know, where I've been is behind me, where I'm going is in front of me, where I am is partially visible here. But if you think about it in time, the time body is facing that way. The one thing you can't see is the future. You can only dimly perceive the present because it's happening so fast and it's only peripheral. But if you were care to, you can see where you've been and where others before you have been. So I myself personally deeply believe in the importance of knowing not only where you've come from, but where the medium has come from and where all of it's come from, knowing the history. Not in order to follow it, because it's not like you can follow the path that's behind you. You're still got to walk that way, but you're walking backwards. So knowing what's back there may give you some interesting clues to what's behind your shoulders. So, you know, it's not that you can't go into a place where like, hey, let's just stop and I'll figure out what's going on here. It can't be that way. But the best laid plan will always meet the enemy at some point and have to be remade. You can call that failure if you want, but I would just call that life. Look, if you don't have, you have to have a pretty damn strong sense of self to even want to do this. I think it's finding the balance between a healthy narcissism, that is a healthy love of and appreciation of yourself, and being willing to take joy in who you are and the things you love, without that turning into egotism, which are not the same things. You know, and I think the most truly healthily narcissistic people, they can take a lot of those wounds because they still love themselves. Whereas it's the ones who are very fragile, for whom every criticism becomes an attack, or where every moment of failure, where things don't work out the way you think they should, becomes catastrophic failure, where you think the whole thing's going to collapse. Finding that balance, I think, takes a lifetime. It's a very hard pressure thing to do. And that doesn't mean you have to be 100% confident all the time. Nobody is, you know, nobody. I mean, well, the only people are psychopaths and sociopaths, right? And we don't really need any more of those. But if you don't somewhere in there have that conviction that you really have a story to tell, or you really believe that that's the role you were put here in part to do, to be part of that, then you just have to be determined to keep doing it, even if people tell you stop doing that, and you keep doing it. You know, I don't think say more than that.